Hello there, and welcome to this segment of It Starts With You. And thank you so much for all of you who share the videos. That is so kind of you, and my very deepest gratitude. So today I'll be talking to you about getting unstuck. Many of us are stuck somewhere in a place of darkness, either our past or relationships we are not supposed to be in, or low self-esteem, or our jobs we don't like, or unforgiveness. And when you're stuck in any of these situations, it's very difficult to experience the joys of life. It's like you're in darkness, like you're in prison, you know. And what brought you to that situation in the first place? Did anyone take you there, or you took yourself there? And what do you intend to do to get out of that situation? Are you learning anything from that situation? Did you learn anything from that situation? Are you growing through that situation, or you're going through that situation? So I have a few tips I'm just going to share with you on how you can get yourself unstuck and be able to live your full potential. Point number one is to align yourself with positive thinking people. What they will do to you is that they will nourish you, they will encourage you, they will empower you, and also contribute to your growth. There are people who think like you, who dream like you, people who are looking for more in life, people who are searching and stretching and seeking higher grounds. These are the kind of people you want to be around. Be sure to avoid negative people, because what they do is pull you down. What they do is constantly remind you of all the reasons why you are not good enough. There are people who will constantly bring your past right in your face, so you have to avoid them. And point number two is avoid life at the bottom. One of my greatest quotes is by Les Brown, who is one of world's top motivational speakers. And he said to shoot for the moon, and if you fall, you land among the stars. Shoot for the moon, and even if you fall, you land among the stars. Why? Because life at the bottom is so crowded. It's so crowded with haters who will always hate, with doubters who are there to doubt you, with dream killers, with put me downers, and with all classes of negative people. This is not where you want to be, so you have to avoid that. And it's easy being at the bottom. It's really easy. Let me tell you how and why. It doesn't take any drive, it doesn't take any motivation, it takes no effort to be down there. But if you must excel in life, if you must achieve success, if you must achieve greatness, you have to work hard. You need all of you. You need to push yourself and work hard. You need to harness your will to challenge yourself to soar higher in life. So you really got to have that drive, that motivation to keep going forward. Don't let your past to put you down, to destroy or hold you back. Stand up for your dreams, stand up for peace of mind, stand up for good health. And don't be like that person who is bearing a grudge so much so that they take a bottle of acid and drink, and they sit there and wait for the person that hurt them to die. That is how unforgiveness is. It's just like you sit there, you get a big bottle of acid and you drink it, and you sit on a rocking chair and you rock back and forth, waiting for that person who hurt you to die. Meanwhile, you are the one that is going to die first. You hurt your own self when you bear grudges. You hurt your own self when you cannot forgive. So let go. It's not easy. Change is not easy, otherwise many people will be able to do it. But you can turn the situation around and refuse to sit back and cry and mourn and whine. Expect that things will change, because they definitely will change. No condition is permanent. Point number three is to redefine yourself. Where are you right now? What is your life's purpose? Who must you become in order to create a life you want? What has to change that has been a liability in your life? What is that habit that you've got to leave behind because it has not worked? And given where you are going and the kind of person you want to become, what has to be done differently? Ask yourself all those questions. And what are your good qualities? What are your strengths? Look for all those good qualities about you. We all have them, and magnify them. Don't worry about your weaknesses, because we all have our weaknesses and our bad parts. Remember that you cannot do the same thing over and over and expect different results. The results are always going to be the same. Point number 4 is change of pattern. You have to change the way you think. You have to change the way you behave. You have to change your entire mindset. It's very important. You have to change your strategies. And changing your strategies means reinventing and recreating your own life. And you do have the power to do that. So work on developing and empowering your own self. You have to also know that you are the star of your life. You write the script of your own life. And at this point that you're trying to unstuck yourself, if you have to rewrite that script, then do so. Look into your life. Look at where you're going and make changes. Muhammad Gandhi said to be the change you want to see in the world. So change must really start from you as an individual. If you want to see change, you have to start by being that change first. Point number 5 is don't worry about your circumstances. Many times our circumstances make us to create so many limitations for ourselves. But if you really have to have a better life, you must have to start saying yes to your life, yes to your dreams, yes to your calling, yes to your unfolding future, and yes to your potentials, and stop making excuses. Point number 6, there is no time to waste. Many of us spend time whining and complaining about how life has done us so wrong. Yeah, life has done so many of us wrong. We all have our challenges. We all have our trials and tribulations. But there's also something called resilience. There's something called bounce back. When you fall so hard, but get up and just keep going. When you hit rock bottom, but get up and keep going, and be so focused and keep going without quitting or giving up. Point number 7, get a grip of your past. You really must learn to let the past go and move on with your life. Why? Because you can never change what happened to you in the past. But what I know for sure is that you can reinterpret how you see it. For many years, I was going around beating myself. I held my own self hostage. I was bearing a grudge against my own self for having my son as a teenager. Even when my own family forgave me and gave me a chance, even when they were treating me like a queen, I couldn't forgive my own self. And I remember my mom, thank God for her, kept telling me that you have to handle this with grace. You have to forgive yourself. You have to let go and move on. And it was just so difficult for me. But I got to that point where I decided to turn my scars into stars. I decided to turn my pain into gain. I decided to forgive myself and anyone that ever hurts me. And that was the most beautiful gift I ever gave myself. That was a profound moment in my life because I never looked back since then. Right now, I don't even wait for anyone to ask for forgiveness when they hurt me. I forgive them because I know the importance of forgiveness. I know it's for me. I know when I forgive, I free my own self. So do you. So forgive and look at your past and give it an interpretation that will empower you. In every bad thing, there's a good thing. My son to me now is my hero. My son is my most treasured asset. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. So when I look at my life right now, I don't have no regret. And when I look at my life, I see God was doing something. He's more than I am. So he has my life and he was doing something. He was planning. He was putting me in a situation where I become an advocate or an activist for other girls around the world, which is what I'm doing. I use my not so perfect life to empower so many girls and women around the world. But if I didn't have that past, I don't think I would be here today. So, in anything that happens to you, try to look for the good because there's always some good in it if you look well. So, what I want you to do now for your own self is to think about anything you did in your past, any event or any act that you did that you didn't like, you regretted it so much. Think about that thing that you did that if they give you an opportunity now, you do better. Think about it. Then look at yourself through your mind's eyes. Love yourself and forgive yourself unconditionally. Because if you knew better, you would have done better. So forgive yourself because there's no need beating up yourself right now. It's in the past. That was in the past, and this is you now. So forgive yourself and let go. The next thing I want you to do is think about someone who hurt you so bad, who caused you so much pain, who disappointed you so big. Look at those people through the eyes of your mind and forgive them unconditionally. You know why I ask you to do that? Because all of us are imperfect. All of us make mistakes and we need forgiveness at some point in our lives. And if you must be forgiven, you have to start by forgiving your own self. And one other reason is because when you forgive, you do your own self a favor. Those people that hurt you are out there having a party. They don't even care. The people that are so egoistic, they will hurt you and they know they hurt you and they will not apologize to you. And then some people are so ignorant and some are so stupid. And some are just like, I don't give a rat's. I don't care. I'm not apologizing. So are you going to waste time bearing a grudge against people like this? Absolutely no. You have to let go to free your own self. So let go of all negativity. Throw them away. Throw away all the guilt from your past. Throw away anything that is holding you back and let good things come into your life. There are so many benefits when you forgive. You free your own self. You start experiencing the joys of life and you also start living life on your own terms. So the take home I have for you today is to know that we all have the power to change our personal history, the direction of our life and our thoughts. So make a conscious, deliberate effort today to forgive and move on. It is very hard, but you have the power to do so. You have to harness your will to do so. No matter what happened to you, no matter who hurt you, you have to make this decision in order to get yourself unstuck. You are responsible for your life. And it's time to stop the blaming game. Stop playing the blaming game. Take responsibility and start pointing fingers at your own self. Otherwise, you go through life behaving or blaming other people for your downfall. You have to start taking those responsibilities. Take full responsibility for your life. Accept where you are and take the responsibility of taking yourself to where you want to be. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. There are two principal choices in life: to accept conditions the way they exist or take the responsibility for changing them. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Marie Claire Kuja and God bless you all.